go.
Okay.
The purpose of NVC is to listen compassionately and to try to really understand another human being. It's not to change somebody else or to try to get them to do something. It's definitely not to tell somebody that they're doing this wrong. Some real cool NVC teachers that I like have pointed out that you can do all the rote steps of NVC and do it violently. It's a question of intention. Your intention is to really listen and understand another human being. And that's the only intention. What I want to do is focus on feelings and needs. And the important thing about feelings and needs is they're often confused with needs. Feelings are often confused with evaluations and judgments. There's nothing wrong in NVC. There's nothing wrong with evaluations and judgments. The problem is when somebody confuses them. If you say, I have this judgment about you, blah, 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 that's fine. But when people say they feel betrayed, abandoned, misused, abused, those are not feelings. Those are evaluations or judgments. Feelings are things like scared, angry, sad, worried, confused, happy, excited. In a similar way, people often confuse needs and strategies. Now, I'm going to use these things, but there's a need I'm going to mention that is not on this list because you can't have every need possible. I come from Boston. If somebody there was really, really in trouble, I might need to go to Boston. That's a real need. If I come to you and say, I need to borrow your car, that's not a need. That's a strategy. I could get to Boston by car, by train, by plane, by bus, by walking, by bicycle, by hitchhiking, by boat. It's like
get there by walking?
Technically.
no interruption. You just blow my thing. The point is there are hundreds of strategies to meet any given need. And people often get arguments about needs. They're actually arguing about strategies. So in the beginning, I want to really rely on these sheets. It's not like they have every feeling or every need on them, but it's so easy to confuse feelings with evaluations. It's so easy to confuse needs with strategies that it's good to stick to the sheet and say, okay, these things are certified NVC feelings, these are certified needs. What I'd like to do is empathy work, which basically consists of one person speaks, another person listens. And the person listening can only ask, are you feeling blank feeling? Are you needing blank need? This isn't NVC any more than practicing scales is music. This is the practice that people do, but it also feels very good when, I've done these groups and it feels good to have somebody listen to you and try to do, the goal is the person listening is trying to guess the feeling or need. And the goal of that is not accuracy. James pointed this out to me. It's curiosity. It's like you're really interested and you really wanting to understand. So that's it. What was it?
4 minutes.
Yeah, that was 4 minutes.
Here you go. Now I'll take questions.
How is this practice you have in mind going to go, or will that just come later?
Well, it's going to go in a few minutes, and what I'm going to do, I will start off being the listener, and everybody gets a turn to have 5 minutes to talk about anything you want. And I will either wait till you pause or maybe interrupt and ask, are you feeling X? Are you needing Y? And I may be really wrong. I might say, are you feeling frustrated? And you'd say, no, I'm angry, or I'm scared, or that's fine. But it's often very helpful because, we're in the middle of this, whatever, we're not even thinking about what are we feeling, what are we needing. And it's part of the goal of this is to have this going on in your head. If you're actually listening to somebody, you could be instead of thinking, boy, this is the person out at the lunch or something else, you could think, what is this person feeling? What is this person needing?
Oh, sorry, I didn't turn off the timer.
Okay.
There it goes.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
So what the exercise I want to do, as I said, and I'm willing for the first 2 or 3 people to be, in fact, I'd rather for the first 2 or 3 people to be the listener and model it. And then if somebody else wants to give it a shot and say, oh, I'd like to be the listener, and I would like to actually be listened to. So in that case, somebody else is going to have to be the listener. And again, so I know that we have a ton of these sheets. I made up more. And I made them up because this particular version has everything on all the feelings on one page, all the needs on another page. It's black and white, so it's very easy to read. And also, I think if everybody's working from the same things, one of the things I've seen is these NVC sheets from one to another have slightly different versions, slightly different feelings and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. So actually we'll leave this out of it. And if you want to pass around feelings. And needs. Database.
You came up here to see my face and to eat this spoiled thing. You want this?
Yeah, there'll be a few extras because Monica and Horizon didn't come.
Is the live stream still on?
Oh, is the live stream still on, or did you get a
Teresa?
live?
My God.
Teresa.
Yeah.
Live stream.
Yeah, should I turn it off?
Yes.
Yeah, for this part,
Okay.
you should turn this off.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Okay.